Hello and welcome back. So today we will talk about imperative plural. Okay, so as you know, if you're dealing with the imperative, we have regular and we have regular verbs that end with ar, and we also have regular verbs that end with ir or er. So you already know that when we're giving orders, instructions to one person, we can do it in a formal way or an informal way. So an example we have here, fale and fala. We have trabalho, trabalha, ande and anda. So here, fale, trabalha and ande. As you know, it's formal. I'm talking to one person in a formal way. And then if I'm saying fala, trabalha or anda, I'm using the informal. And then if you're giving orders, instructions to a group of people, we don't have this formal informal. We only have, luckily for everybody, we only have one option. So if we're dealing with regular verbs that end with AR, we would say trabalhem, falem, andem, okay? And then let's check here if we're dealing with regular verbs, once again, in the imperative, and if those verbs end with IR or ER, so what do we have to do? The formal would be coma, abra, parta, beba. Informal would be come, abre, parte, bebe. So it's pretty much the opposite that you have here, right? So here the formal ends with an E, and here the formal ends with an A. Here the informal ends with an A, and here the informal ends with an E, okay? And then if we're talking to a group of people, and if you have to use verbs that end with IR or ER, if we're talking giving orders, instructions to a group of people, will be comam, abram, partam, bebam. See that here we have the ending is ein, so ein, and here the ending is ão, ão. All right? And now, what kind of activity do I have here? I have an activity where you have these verbs here, vestir-se, to get dressed, esquecer-se, to forget, fazer, to make, trazer, to bring, and confirmar, to confirm. This activity starts with this two words, caros amigos, that means dear friends. So this person here is talking to a group of people and is telling them, it's giving them a few instructions, which means that we have to conjugate all these verbs that we have here and we have to use imperative plural, okay? So once again, I'm going to ask you to pause this video, check all the words that we have here, take your time, and you have to conjugate all the verbs that we have here, and you have to use the imperative plural, okay? So take your time, pause the video, complete this activity, and then please come back because I'm going to show you the answers. Okay, so let's see the first one that we have here. The first one is vistam. The solution is vistam. And the question that you're asking yourself is, okay, but how do I get this? How do I get this vistam? So what you have to do is you have to conjugate the verb, any verb, present tense, first person of the singular, okay? So the verb vestir, if you conjugate this verb in present tense, first person of the singular, you'll get visto, right? Visto. And then what you have to do, you get rid of this o, and then you have to add this ão. And this ão comes from the previous table, the previous slide, the slide that we checked a few minutes ago, right? So if you add this vist to ão, you'll get vistão. And it's always the same process, okay? For the second one, the verb is esquecer-se, and the solution is esqueçam. But in this case, the verb is reflexive, so I have to say não se esqueçam. Don't forget that now it's a magic word, right? So we flip the pronoun, so não se esqueçam. So how do we get here? Once again, simple. Present tense, first person of the singular would be esqueço. Get rid of the o, check the table, and then you'll see that you have to add this ão, and then you add this ão to the rest of the words, the letters that we have here, and we'll get esqueçam. And then with the verb fazer, the solution is façam. Same logic. Present tense, first person singular, faço, get rid of the o, check the table, and you'll see that we have to add this ão, so we'll get façam. And then the solution is tragam. So once again, present tense, first person singular, trago, get rid of the o, check the table, add an A, M, and you'll get tragam. And the last one, you got the idea. It's once again the same procedure. So confirmem, it's the solution. Present tense, first person of the singular, get rid of the O, check the table, and this time you have to add the EM, so ein, so we'll get confirmem. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you shortly.